Good evening. My name is Marie Beal, and my oral presentation is going to be about the book titled Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. The book is about four characters: Hem, Haw, Scurry, and Sniff. Hem and Haw are labeled as the little people in the story. Scurry and Sniff are two mice, and these four characters, they live in a maze, and every day, as part of their routine, they would travel in their jogging gear to this location called Cheese Station C. And Cheese Station C is the place where all four of the characters would get their cheese supply and go back and return to their habitat. So one day, Hem and Haw went to Cheese Station C, and there was no cheese there, and they were highly upset. They were livid, and they felt as if someone was playing a trick on them and hiding the cheese. And they also felt like they were robbed, and the sudden change was unjust. So Scurry and Sniff, they were busy on their way to the new location where there was more cheese. And Hem and Haw, meanwhile, they're dwelling on why there's no cheese at Cheese Station C, and they're very upset that this change is happening before their eyes. So one day, Haw decides to travel on his own and take new routes in the maze to find the new cheese supply where Sniff and Scurry were heading to. So in each new route that Haw took, he would write messages on the wall in hopes that if Hem decides to follow him in the new routes, he would take these messages and like use them for his own benefit. So once Haw made it to the new cheese supply location, he saw Sniff and Scurry, his friends, and he was like really impressed and amazed by how much cheese they were eating and how much cheese was in the room. And Sniff and Scurry like were happy, they were smiling, their stomachs were full, and in my words, they were living a good life after so much hard work. So Haw looks at Sniff and Scurry and asks them, like, how did you find all this cheese, and how did you become successful in like finding this new cheese supply location? So Sniff and Scurry, they looked at Haw and they smiled and said, well, in my own words, they said, you just have to work hard and believe that you can achieve your goal, and also be optimistic, because if you're pessimistic and don't believe that you could accomplish your goal and get the rewards that you dreamed about, then it's not going to become a reality. So in order to accomplish your dream and your goals, you have to believe it's a reality already. Like, you have to believe it's a reality right now. So Haw, like, he was still amazed by how much cheese was in the room and how Sniff and Scurry were like living a good life. So later he started to get concerned about his friend Hem, who he left behind. And Hem, he was starving, he's emaciated, and he's lost and has no intentions on adapting to the change. So Haw decided that that his friend Hem is going to have to decide on his own and like be determined to get more cheese on his own time, because he can't because he can't make his friend him do something that he does not want to do. So the story, it ends around there. So like basically the message to this story is that sometimes people are not ready for change in their life, and they're accustomed to living and doing things only in one way, and they show no interest in venturing out and trying something different that could probably change their life for the better and have many rewards in their future. So, and this story applies to me too, because I applied to this graduate program, and I have no regrets about it. And I also know that it's not going to be an easy process, working my way to obtain my master's degree. So like I wanted to change and like bring a little bit more of a challenge in my life, because it's for my own personal growth really, and for my own development as an individual. And this semester, or well, not semester, this quarter rather, I'm hoping for the best, and I wish my fellow classmates the best too, and I wish them the best of luck, and I just hope everything goes well. And I hope you enjoy my presentation, and I'm signing off here. My name is Marie Beal. Good night.